6 months of attending Orange Theory pretty regularly, what, can't you tell? About 2 times per week, I thought it would be valuable to come up with 5 things I've found they do really well. Now, I realize a lot of you might be curious about what they do and how they do it, especially with the start of a new year and inevitable fitness resolutions right around the corner. Number 1, they have a company-wide workout plan set for every different day. That means if you have a friend in Boston or Seattle, they're doing the exact same thing you would be today here in Northern California, which is not only good for the social purposes of sharing the workout and experience among friends, but it also means no matter what location you attend, your workout plan on back-to-back days will never be duplicated. I found that the 60-minute sessions are well thought, well organized, and well orchestrated. They're diverse and unique and challenging, but at the same time, widely familiar to anyone who goes with any kind of regularity. Let's be honest here, if the workouts were bad, everything else I'm about to mention wouldn't really matter. Number 2, they use modern technology really well. I can use their app on my smartphone to not only schedule the next class, but also track my previous workouts in simple fashion. Also, if I'm away from home and I need to find the nearest location, that's super easy too. In addition, if you have the Orange Theory heart monitor, you can use that with the app to do out-of-studio workouts and track all of your biometrics via the phone. One more thing that the app keeps track of are your individual milestones and personal bests. Not completely necessary for a guy like me just looking to stay in shape, but certainly rewarding to track that progress when, in fact, you make it. Number 3, they use screens very well. And trust me, the last thing I want to do during a workout is spend half the time looking up at a television, but this is totally different. Near the cardio stations are multiple TVs showing instant feedback from your heart rate monitor, including individual heart rate, percentage of exertion, and total calories burned. The screens also show you the total time elapsed in your workout, and also this, which I think is super cool, your coach's name. Sometimes it could be easy to forget. Those are all great little touches. Near the floor exercise area are a separate bank of screens with human examples of how to do all the exercises, also in what order, and also how many reps. Not to say it totally replaces the coach, it doesn't, but it is a great reference point so that you can keep your thinking to a minimum while working out. Number 4, the layouts of the gyms are highly functional. Now, I've only been to a few, but from what I've observed, everything is standardized, which goes back to the comfort factor of the experience. If you know what to generally expect from your workout start to finish, not only are you more likely to be successful, but you're definitely more likely to keep coming back. I don't know about you, but I've been to some pretty dingy, disheveled gyms over the years. Obviously, you're paying good money for Orange Theory, but they definitely give you that value back in the gyms themselves. Number 5, the timing of classes they offer seems pretty optimal. One of my main concerns being a guy who works nights and weekends was finding the right opportunities for taking classes. Fortunately, the membership offers you the opportunity to utilize any location you desire, and those locations in close proximity, they do seem to stagger their classes really well. Sure, the busy hours of mornings and evenings, they're covered pretty much everywhere, but if I'm looking for 10 a.m., noon, 2 p.m., I can find what works for me without having to travel too far. No single location gym on earth can do that for you. Now, there are some small critiques here that I do feel obligated to leave, and the good news on both of them, they can be addressed over time. It's not like they are permanent at all. First is the lack of organized stretching before class. A lot of experienced customers do their own warm-ups, which is great, and there is a brief cool-down afterwards, but if there was a way to include better-led stretching and flexibility, or even offer separate class sessions just for that, I think it would go a long way in value and individual health. Second, it could be just me, but I've experienced a fair share of accuracy issues with my heart monitor. And this is the newer hardware, not the one around your chest, but the one which goes around your forearm or bicep. When it works great. But when it's wonky, we're not talking small errors here. Sometimes it'll say my heart's going at 65 beats per minute when I can barely even catch my own breath. And because it straps on your arm, I've been told the accuracy issues may have something to do with arm hair, so yeah, I've actually trimmed out a little bald spot just for the sensor. Stay tuned on the results for that. Overall, for me, it would be difficult to go back to a workout situation where it wasn't a class, where I had to be the coach, the motivator, and the organizer of exertion. Some say that high-intensity interval training is just a trend, and it might be, but I certainly see it getting a lot bigger and more popular before anything else happens.